So y'all, we're back. Two of us again, unfortunately. Uh, gonna be with a different topic. A lot of more stuff to say about it. This topic, I don't like calling them topics, but right now what we want to talk about is parenting and mental health. I feel like a lot of people could connect. A lot of younger parents, and that's obviously why we both wearing the same Happy Father's Day shirt. This is my first Father's Day with my firstborn, and
Like probably my first one with my daughter, maybe like my fourth with my son around there. My
yeah,
mom made me this shirt.
yeah, my
Well,
mom's made it.
no, I think
No, yeah, it was,
Lisette made it, right?
she the one that,
Order them for us.
yeah. So
Father's Day shirt. So we representing our children and us being the amazing fathers we are. You
yeah.
know?
So parenting and mental health. I feel like that's a very big topic to talk about. You could talk about it for days,
Years.
years. Yeah, you could just talk about it forever. But I mean, obviously we can't.
Your kids
but,
will always be your kids, man. Even when they
Yeah.
grown. I know our older generations will say that they got their kids in their 20s. We still see our moms and every day, and not every day. I'm sorry, but we still see our moms, and
Yeah, parenting just don't stop.
the
That's what it
parents
is.
never stops.
They don't
We still
stop.
get advice from them. Now we in days where we give advice to our parents all the damn time.
Yeah,
So-
it's like that. Parenting don't stop. But the way it affects your mental health,
It's big.
I feel like it starts from day one, and not even because
Shit, it
It
starts
start
when
before- yeah, when you
find
first-
out that your
yeah,
girl's
when you-
pregnant. You're
when you
like,
find
oh
out-
snap!
when you find out,
It hits you though harder when the child comes, and you're like, oh snap!
it's
this is
different
real.
though for few people. I mean, like me, obviously, when I first found out I was having my first kid, it was different because I had two stepdaughters before then, which is crazy because
You had some practicing, just like my wife. She had Noah was like
Yeah.
she would raise Noah for years before we actually had our daughter. So
yeah,
it's still much different though when you find out you having like your own. You're like, damn. I guess. Well, I don't know. I won't know because I got.
they were your kids.
My two, they're my, yeah,
Yeah,
so
they were your kids.
It's different for
But,
you and my wife. It must be a
it
different feeling.
it was definitely a struggle. I mean, only because too, like I had this rule growing up. I don't know. I mean, everybody got stupid rules. I guess this was a stupid rule for me, but my rules was never to date a girl with kids,
That's crazy.
never to date a girl from school, and never to date a girl at work.
The work one. Yo, that's
So I
crazy
broke
because you did
two of my
of them.
rules.
Yeah,
I broke two of my rules because
I heard
we
about
met
the
at-
work one though for
we
sure.
met at work, and she had two kids, and but I mean, I guess like well, I guess when people say like when you know. So I mean, I knew. I'm like, yeah, like this is the girl I want. She got two kids. So what? Like her kids wasn't one of them badass baby kids and shit like that. So I mean, when I met them, it was
So,
cool.
are you telling our younger audience to break rules or something like that?
No. I mean,
rules
you
meant to
got
be
rules
broken?
and you got the standards. I mean, you keep with them until, like I said, when I knew, like it just happens. I mean,
Click.
but at first I'm just like, two kids, like they young. I met them when they were 1 year old. They
To be honest, if
They're
I can
10
ask you,
now, so.
how was it? How serious did you take it in the beginning when you found she really had two kids? Did you take it as I'm gonna probably just date this girl, or you was really like, I'm going all in?
I honestly,
How you
I
realize
honestly
when
thought,
you got like that?
I honestly thought I'm like, oh, she got two kids. They're 1 year old. I'm like, that's cool.
You really seen like this like you seen yourself 10 years from now being where you at now? Like damn,
No,
I'm really
hell no.
raising them, and
No.
they're like they're like my freaking daughters.
Yeah,
that I'm raising
no.
all the time now. They're there. They're always with me, and I seen them as
I
developing
didn't
into these young
even.
teenagers.
I didn't
almost now.
expect. I mean, obviously, some people are gonna watch this and be like, "You're so dumb," because I know. I just didn't know at the time.
I know, but
I
like you
didn't
said at the
expect
time, yeah.
the relationship that I guess like the relationship I grew with them that I have now with them. Like they come to me for everything. They tell me things they don't tell their mom or their dad. Like, and when I first started dating their mother, and then
They used to run
they
from
got they got like involved because I didn't. So
you. Them kids when they that small, they look at you, they probably cry.
yeah, so I met my fiance. We was at work. Boom, whatever. We started dating, hanging out, this and that. I didn't meet her daughters probably to like 2 months later. 2 months.
Yeah, it
And
takes
after I met
takes a
her,
little.
I met her daughter's
That
2 months
was that was
later.
like something like her
That was,
rule.
I guess, and that
Yeah.
already stood out to me. I'm like,
Don't
that's a
bring your
good
kids.
parenting
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yep.
to me, that's a good parenting thing. I'm like, damn, I like that. That's cool.
Mhm.
A month later, we actually made it official. So it took like 3 to 4 months around there to make it official with her. But
Officially dating.
yeah, so no, like officially, like now we like talking about like boyfriend and girlfriend. I guess. I mean, high
Yeah.
school. I
We
don't know,
gotta teach Anthony
whatever y'all
that,
want to call
little
it.
brother.
Yeah, but so yeah, we made it official. I started living with her, and the first night I stood there, her daughters were there, and
That John had been a funny night. Like
it was
so
no,
different.
it was so weird to me. I'm like, yo, I'm living with, like, I lived with kids. I have little brothers, but like, I'm living with kids. Like, these are kids that now I got to set an example for. And I moved in with her. I'm in my early 20s. I'm like, yo, I just came from not having shit to like now.
So
I
a
gotta,
whole house with a family.
yeah, like now I gotta come over here. So
Yo, you woke up the next day like, is this real?
yo, my mental was everywhere, everywhere.
Anxious?
I was anxious. I was very nervous. I was like, you know, a lot of people tell you things like if you get with a girl that got kids, they were like, oh, don't do that.
It's the thing
Baby-
though, man. It's all
baby,
talking to you in that situation.
Yeah, like
It's
baby
all
dad
talk.
drama and stuff like that. One, I wasn't worried about no baby dad drama. Like,
Yeah, I think that's
ah,
like a thing that has to be taken out because like I get it, like yeah, be worried, but then again, it's like, is that gonna stop you from being with somebody? Like at the end of the day, it
yeah,
comes down
like
to you and that person. Like
if I want to be with her, like,
what the
some-
man got to do with you, or
yeah,
vice
like,
versa. Like what a
I don't
woman
even know
is-
this man.
Yeah, that has
like
not.
what the hell he going? What he
I guess
gonna
it
tell
comes down
me?
when
Like,
it comes to the children, but what like that's the drama. But at the end of the day, like I feel like then you got them two
yeah,
parents.
but
like
me as the person I am, like I always been who I was. Like I never changed. I knew coming in here, like whenever we see each other, obviously we will. I'm living with his kids. I'm never gonna be like, oh, that's
well, you
him.
wasn't.
Like
There's
that's
people
like,
that's
no, like it
there's
was
people that are like dickheads. That's why. And
No,
you
no,
wasn't
no,
an
definitely.
arrogant or dickheads. You was
Definitely.
actually respectful. Like I'm gonna respect this man when I meet him. You know that's their kids. I'm gonna
yeah,
respect them and see where
I
it
wasn't
goes.
even worried at that neither. Like if he was one of them type of guys that like he want to show like he about that, like, oh, you live with my kids, like I'm gonna give you hell, like it's gonna be a problem. Like look, it is what it is. If you want to
Yeah,
make
that
it a
could
problem, let it be a
could be
problem.
annoying,
But
yeah, it's still
I
not gonna
mean,
stop you though.
I'm gonna still be who I am. Like I'm not gonna take you serious. Like you own news. You feel me? Like it is what it is. Like I know I'm with your daughters, but like you don't gotta worry about that. Like I knew in my heart. I knew. I mean, I was scared because I never raised kids, but I knew in my heart I'm gonna do for them. Like if I told their mother, yeah, I want to be in your life. I can't be like I want to be in your life, but the hell with your kids. Like they got a dad. Like,
See, that was
no,
one of
like,
that was one.
and I'm
Of,
not saying I'm gonna take their dad's spot because they know to this day. I tell them every day. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, like your dad is there. Like I'm not, I'm talking about like I'm not here to take nobody's spot, but they respect me on another level where they respect me as they respect their father. I mean, and the relationship we have is amazing. But like first starting out with them, it was just it was scary. Like I was scared. I mean, it obviously was some times where I'd be like, yo, this I don't think I can do this. Like I'm out. Like, but then I'm like, what if I had kids? You know, that's the other part in your mind that plays. Like, what if I had kids and she came into my life with my kids? Like, I just kick it to the curb because I'm a little scared and I didn't try this yet. Like, yeah, it's something new, but that's the thing about life. Like, you gotta try new things, man. Like, and just see, like, you'll know. And then,
I mean, my side, you're on that side. It's crazy because I'm on the other side. Like I was on your fiance side,
yeah,
and it's scary for the parent. Like when you're actually a real parent, like how we are, it was scary. So my thing was with my son and going with his mom. I was worried about the men she would bring around my son, and I'm
Oh,
not saying this
yeah,
to put it
yeah.
down, but I was just worried because I was that type of father. Like, and I was just worried because I wanted him to see the example of good. Like I would never stop her from moving on, and she would never stop me from
Right,
moving on.
yeah.
The thing was like I was just worried like what type of guy would she bring around him? And,
Yeah, that's
she,
just being a good dad.
yeah,
you
and
know,
she
like,
knows
you gotta
like
worry. I
she
mean,
there was a few guys that my son met around him. Like she didn't find her right guy till she's with now that she's really in a serious relationship, which is now is like 10 times better for both sides of the family because
Right,
my son
yeah.
is real cool with the guy. I'm cool with him. We see each other. There's never bad drama or nothing, but as a parent on that side, it takes a while to let it sink in. So my thing, like I said, with me introducing my son with my wife now, so there was, there probably was. I'm not gonna say there probably was, but there was girls prior to meeting my wife. After my baby mom, and that's why I asked you if did you see a serious with her, because I didn't see a serious with them women,
Right.
so I didn't
And
even dare bring my son
that's
around them.
exactly why I said you just know. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's why
You know.
so I didn't see a serious with them. Didn't bring them around, but then I met my wife and I met her at work. Um, so when I met her and she was on your shoes. Like, I had a kid, and like it was the work thing too. So, and that was one of the first things I told her, because I already felt like this energy with her. Like, this is something that's to me
Right.
is different. Like, so I was like, yeah, I have a kid. I have a son. And I'm raising my son and co-parenting with his mom. She is in his life, and such and such. This is something
And
okay
not for
with you?
nothing.
After a couple of days, no, she knew from the beginning, but after a couple of days, that's when I started speaking about it more, because I seen that I was getting more serious with this with my
Right.
wife.
Question for that. So mentally, because we gotta bring it back to like the mental health stuff. Mentally, would you ever think like I can't be with somebody? I feel like it's gonna take me forever because I got a kid I gotta worry about
Yeah,
before I get with somebody.
yeah, because my thing was like, my at the time I was really like in a bad position in life. Like, I was just like too young with having a child. I was chasing life with school, with college and work, and trying to maintain this crappy ass apartment I had at the moment. And I had my son, and that was my little ray of sunshine. And so I'm like, yo, I'm protecting this little boy at all costs, before myself. So if it means, at the time I was thinking, like, if it means like just me and him versus the world for the rest of my life, like, I don't need nobody.
Right.
So to bring him to these girls, and then the generations we was still living at the time, like how it is now, like there was a lot of girls out there, like I couldn't see myself with a woman that's gonna accept me with my son. And it was scary, but like I said, I introduced him to whatever was prior, to my wife. But when I met my wife, it took a couple months, and then same thing. Like, I had him at the apartment one day, and I don't know if she came over, but we all chilled one day, and I seen when they first met, like, he was just terrified, and I still remember to this day. She'll say it. Um, I went to the Chinese store down the block to grab us all some food. I left him with her for the first time. He had a meltdown. He started screaming, crying, and she does not know how to deal with children at all. Even to this day, with our daughter and stuff, she's very like so nerve wracking with them. Sometimes, but she does an amazing job with them. That she was like, she called me. I'm down the block, like, oh my god, he's crying. I don't know what to do, and this and that. But that's where it all started at. And she
Right.
accepted him, and she learned so much from him. And I seen that relationship develop, and I said, yeah, this is somebody that I could spend my life with my son.
Right.
If he's happy, I'm happy. She's good, and we're gonna
It
just
takes a
it.
mental ease.
Yeah,
You know
it
what I'm talking
took
about?
a
Like
big mental ease, and I'm like, I'm thankful that this is the only other woman I ever introduced him to, and to this day is her. So it's like, that's awesome that I did that, and it was hard for me to do something like that, and it was
right.
hard to get in a relationship. It was hard for me to show him her. I still remember the first night we all stood in the apartment over, and it was just like, it's definitely like, was it kind of weird, obviously, because you're not with the child's parent no more. So
Right.
you would
Yeah. Yeah.
we grew up thinking, hey, I'm gonna be
It's a whole
with
new
my child
family.
parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with my one child parent. That's how it was. But I was also introducing my son to a whole nother world that lived out there. And ever since then, we just been our family, and now we expanded. We have my daughter. Me and my wife have our daughter. We have our son right now. My kids are upstairs right now playing the game, and my wife's asleep. 'Cause, it's early in the morning, and it's been a mission. But shit, man, them feelings. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Like you said, it started since day one. It
Yeah.
started since day one,
It
man.
gets crazy. I mean, it does. Like as and it's hard to tell certain people to be like, when you have kids, you find a whole new joy in life.
Oh
You
yeah.
do. You do. Do not get me wrong with that. You do. Kids, like to this day, I try to explain to my fiance, like, I can't explain my love for my kids. Like, it's a different love than I ever had for anyone or anything. And I love them so much. But it's also scary. 100% it's gonna
Yeah,
be
that's the
scary.
thing that's
It's
not.
it's scary. Not even like, I'm not talking about scary when they get sick and you see them there and it looks like they're freaking zombies
No,
because
man,
they got a
I think
cold and a
about the worst
fever
shit
and
all the
stuff.
time.
It's just
scary.
it's scary because you don't want to fuck up. You don't want to fuck up, and I feel like we said, it starts from before they were born because you already giving yourself all these type of like, I have to do this, I have to do that. Okay, I gotta stop this. Like
Yeah, it's
my life
crazy.
is
That
different.
and it
Like
comes to the men too, like, cause then we think about the woman, like we gotta take care of now all of them. Like
right,
this is our job, like,
right,
and it's definitely terrifying because you think about all that and you want to think, am I gonna be the good dad?
right,
Am I gonna be the best dad? Am I gonna be the dad that's suitable for my child to learn to be a better man than I am? Or if I have daughters, are they gonna be growing up to view me to be somebody that their future husband is gonna be?
right.
Like that's like the thing right there is like, damn, am I doing my
It's
job? And
funny you say that
that
because
shit's crazy.
with my kids now, like when I say my kids, I'm including my stepdaughters also. Like I just say they're my daughters.
Hey,
Like, they're my
kids, yeah.
kids. Been with them since day one. They're 10 years old now. So it's like with my kids now, they get whatever they want from me. And a lot of times it
man,
bites me in the
yeah.
ass. I know a lot of you parents, you understand that. Like you spoil your kids, sometimes it's gonna bite you in the ass because they don't, they don't cherish and appreciate certain things when you spoil them.
Cause
But
they're kids, and then
what
I
I
always,
always, yeah,
it's cause they're kids, man.
what I always tell my fiance is, I'm gonna spoil them because they gonna know like when they get that man in the future. That's because I have all daughters also.
I
When they
feel
get
bad
that
because
man
I
in
feel
the
like that's
future,
setting up that man like
yeah,
for a
I don't
headache,
care though. Like they
man.
got to get top tier. You know what I'm talking? Like they got to get that treatment because they were like, "Yo, my dad did this on a regular. Like, what are you doing?" I don't know.
I say it with my
Like-
daughter too, but I also want to teach her too, like self independence, and I know that comes with her
No,
mom
of
because
course,
my
of
wife is
course.
very like self independent. Even though like I could spoil my wife like I spoil my daughter, but self independent. So we're teaching her both best of the both worlds. But with me, like my daughter's truly spoiled, man, and then now I'm getting biting ass from it every day because she's giving me problems. The
Yeah,
other day she walked by me like when I got told her something to do because her mom was telling her, she walked by me. I still remember I'm laying on the couch. And she put her fist on one like that to me. And I'm like, yo, what? And then when I got up from the couch, I jumped. I said, what you just did? She got scared. Like, no, 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 no. I'm like, wow, this is getting to the point. Like, yo, you think you can run
they
me? Like,
spoiled.
yo,
They
come
spoiled,
on.
man. Like that's what it is. I mean,
And then later on, I laugh about it now. Like, yo, that's hilarious. Like that they get
yeah.
like that. And I guess it comes from us too. Like where we came from, we couldn't have anything. I know our mom probably wished she could have gave us everything, 100%.
Oh, of course.
Um,
Like a lot of struggling
yeah,
parents do.
so
They
it's
wish
like
you could give your kids everything.
we're
But
able to provide much more, obviously, than what we had. So it's like if we give it to them, give it to them. But it's like, are we doing a good deed? Yeah, as our standpoint. But then again, it's like we might be spoiling them, man. Like, and that's
Me-
when it comes to that discipline part. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh man, it's hard now when you gotta tell them no and they give you that big tantrum. It's like, can you blame them? No, because you always gave them something. So now
right. So I mean,
you
sometimes
blame yourself.
sometimes you just gotta be there and be like, look, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like whatever. But other times you got put belt to ass. Sometimes I hit my kids just to let y'all know. Like I don't care. I don't care what nobody said. I hit my kids. I don't beat the shit out of my kids. There's a difference. I hit my kids though. They do something stupid.
They got a little smack right
Little
there.
bang. You know what I'm talking about? Like one of those. I don't sit there grab them by the shirt and start spanking them with extension cords or hangers or wires like a lot of us grew up on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I do discipline my kids. I mean, but either before I do it, like before I get that little what Spanish people call it cocotazo. Well,
Yeah, right there.
it'll be before
Bang.
or after I give them that. Like they know why. I don't just.
Well,
like,
you warned them already. Like, hey, stop this, stop this.
yeah,
then
and a
my
lot of
thing is,
times because they try to get over on their mom. I mean,
absolutely, it's like the mom is always, but like
Yeah.
that, it is different because I'm the same way. And then like my thing is like every time I would discipline my child, I always get them to talk after. Like I explain, even though they should know by, I don't know
Yeah,
if they
you
know or
have
not.
to,
Like I
you
told
have
you,
to,
but
you
I
have to.
still explain, yo, this is why I hit you.
You have
Don't
to.
think I don't love you, cause I love the shit out of you. That shit hurt me when I gotta smack you.
Oh,
But
100%.
listen, this is why I did that to you. Okay,
You have to do that. You have to. You have to.
You gotta break it
explain to your
down to them.
kids
Don't just hit them and like expect them
why.
to know
Yeah, you
because
have to explain it.
you know?
Even if you're warning them and it takes you up to that point, because I know there's a lot of parents out there, and
and they're tired.
no
It's tired
parent
parents.
in this world is a
Tired
perfect
parents.
parent. There's a lot of parents out there that's dealing with their kids 24/7, and their husband's going off to work. Example. That's how my life is right now. But it's okay. It's okay to warn them and smack them, but you still gotta explain it to them. Because sometimes, like, I'll see my fiance, she'll get upset and she'll give them a little no, boom, like, yo, relax. Like, she'll hit them, they'll cry, whatever. But then she'll
Kinda don't
just
explain it, right?
Yeah, she'll just walk away.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, look, I know you warned her about it, but just let her know, like, yo, I hit you because you're not doing this. You gotta understand. Like me, sometimes if I'm super mad, and I give a little like backhand or something like that, and I'm not saying
And he backhand said, "Yo, bang."
nah, I don't do all that extra stuff. Like, and I don't touch their
A
face.
little flick of the wrist.
Like, even though they're my kids, I still show
Yeah, I
them
don't hit my
that
kids in
high
the face,
respect.
yeah.
I don't smack them in the face. I don't none of that. I do pop them in the mouth though, in the lips, if they get too out of hand with their mom. Like, they never curse at their mom though. I'm just saying, like, when they get too out of hand, like if their mom say, "Hey, you need to do this," I'm like, sometimes like my oldest Kelsey, she'll be like, "I don't want to do that right now. You gonna wait?" I'm like, "Whoa!" So I was like, "Boom!" Right in the lips real quick, and I'm like, "Yo, what the hell?" Like, but it's stuff like that. You just have to, man. It's like, because there's a couple times we got disciplined as a child, and we're kids, we don't know right from wrong. And I can remember, like, sometimes we'd be in a room and we're just arguing because we're playing the game and we're arguing. You know what I'm talking about? Or we're watching WWE and I'm an older brother, so I'm gonna practice on my little brother. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a suplex him or something like. And
Yep, and then guess what? I'm going right
y'all
to
know that.
I'm gonna
y'all know
go
what
right
I'm
to the
talking
other
about.
little brother.
So he'll end up crying, and I'm like, "Oh, you a punk." But then our dad would come in and punch both of us, and it's like, "What the hell just happened?" Like, we'll look at each other crying, like, "We just got hit. What we do?"
I bet, bro. I'm the one crying. I already got beat up once. Why I gotta get beat up twice?
And he'll just walk out. And the thing is, like,
he never said why.
Yeah, you said it earlier in the day, but you got to explain to your kids why you hit them, because now I feel like my dad just came in here because he was angry. He took it out on us. Like, that's how
what
I feel.
It looks like. Yeah, because if you see a parent go through something later on through that day, it's like, did my parent just take it out on me?
Yeah, like you gotta explain to your kids, because mentally it's gonna mess with you too. Like, you be like, damn, man, I messed up.
That's the thing with our pop. He was very quiet. He wouldn't tell us anything of how he felt, of why he did something to us. I mean, later on now in my life now, when I had conversations with him, it's still hard to get him to explain shit, but like, it's coming to a point where he'll explain a little more. So that's why it was important for us to be how we are now with our children, to explain it, because they need that explanation, you know. And
man,
especially as they get bigger, like my son's 10, they ask much more questions now. I know the twins do too.
And
like, they ask much.
It comes
much
back
more.
to parenting with mental health, because
yeah,
later on you're gonna think about it. I mean, every good parent later on thinks like, man, I wish I didn't have to hit my kid, but you're gonna think about it. You're like, damn, did I just hit my kid and I didn't? They don't even know why. They probably think I just don't like them, and it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to do it for them, but you also got to do it for yourself, because it's gonna take a toll. Mentally, it's gonna take a toll. Raising kids and being a parent is going to take a toll on your mental health. So you have to do certain things so it could, it could ease it a little bit. It's never going to ease it fully, because once you wake up, first thing on your mind most of the time is your kids, if you're a good parent. And I'm gonna keep saying if you're a good parent, because I know a lot of people
there's
with kids
parents that have
that's
kids,
shitty
but
parents.
they're not good parents, and we know it is. Yeah,
it's sad. It's really sad, because you're being a fucking asshole for bringing kids into this world, and you're not doing the best that you can do. But you're doing the bare minimum just to get by.
But you show them as if there's some type of prize when it comes to you getting your good luck points, like my cool points. But
yeah, like, and then you want to blast that.
I mean, that's cool. That's true if you want to get them cool points. But just remember, your child grows up.
There's no cool points in parenting.
Your children grow up, man. They gonna know what they know. They're gonna feel what they feel, and that's how we are today with our parents. And there's a reason why we with our mom a little more, you know. And there's nothing, like I always say. I'm gonna say it every time we go on a podcast, speak on a podcast. No matter what, he could be the man he was to me growing up and the man he is now, but I'll always have my heart for him. But at the end of the day, like, I'm the way I am with my mom for a reason. I'm the way I am with my pop for a reason. And you can't blame nobody but yourself throughout the time when you're raising your child. Like, my pop had the opportunity to be a better man. You know what I mean? He had the opportunity to teach us right from wrong way better. He had the chance. You can't keep blaming it on your past. You know, and I know a lot of, like, we're growing up realizing, like, a lot of generations before us, they were taught the same way, like their grandparents and their grandparents was treated, and it passed down generation to generation. I know you're not with that, but I'm not with that. I'm breaking a lot of generational curses, and we are now. And I'm not allowing that shit to happen.
Even saying that, because when people hear what he just said, they be like, "Oh my God, this generation is soft." Like, no, we're not soft. It just a lot of things that.
No, I'm real. I take accountable for my shit, and
yeah, we're still hard on our kids. Like, yeah, we spoil them, but that's because we want to and we can. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna let my child know that I fucking love them. I don't give a shit.
If you ask every parent that couldn't spoil their kids, they're gonna tell you, "I wish I could have, but I couldn't." So the fact that we can and we are
I
doing
just
it,
say
like,
this: look at the relationship they
it
have with
doesn't
their
mean we're soft.
look at the relationship they have with their child now. For the
Yeah,
people that you
like,
personally know, or then people that you see out there, or you could go to your local Walmart and see how a child treat their parent, or you could see how the parent treat their child. You could walk around and see it. The child sometimes is begging for attention. The parent can't even get off the phone to give that child that attention.
right.
You know what I mean? And you will only think like, damn, I hope it doesn't go on like that when they're at home too. Whatever it may be the case.
And
So
that's another thing. It comes
I'll be
back.
learning off of other parents when I just walk around and see them. I'm not saying that's how they live their life always, because we all get caught up in our little moments.
Right.
But it just teaches me like, oh man, when I go like when especially when I'm at work, that's when I think about the kids the most and my family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's when I be
mentally-
like, that's somebody. Yo, did I give them enough time?
Exactly.
Did I give them?
Exactly.
Did I do this right when I was there? Like I'm always elaborating on myself and my own thoughts on what can I do better to be a better dad. And my children are growing up now, and I'm since day one. I'm doing this till since this day. Like, what can I do to be a better father? What can I do to show my children I am the example for them? What can I do to show them in a household this is how a man should be? What can I do to show them this is how they should treat their partner? How can I show them,
Yeah, and-
you know what I mean? Like, it's so many things when it comes to your child, and this is why we speak about it, because it comes back to my mental health. It comes back to everyone's mental health, because it's people say it's a job. I can agree with them too. Yeah, having a child is a job, but it's just, to me, it's more of a life thing. To me, having my child, this shit is my life, man. This is a part of my life. You know, you have them bar graphs with the circle, the pie charts, 25%, 25% that. Like, my children is like 85, 90%, 100% of my life, my life choices, my lifestyle. They make a lot up for it. So when
Yeah,
when you
and
change
the
shit,
fact
it's
that
because of them.
you talk like that too. I mean, people probably gonna see and be like, "Yo, relax. Your kids are just kids." And yes, we get that 100%. And we're not saying when they wake up or when they get out of school, we're already when they home. Listen,
No, this is the talk.
This
my
is
kids
how
don't
you
hear
gotta
about.
be
This is the things that
because
my kids don't hear about.
you want to be a man, and this is how you gotta be a man. No, we let them be kids. What we're saying is, you can incorporate that here and there once in a while when something happens or they ask a certain question. Because once they ask a certain question, and for some parents, I see it and I'm experiencing now. You get thrown back a little bit. You be like, "Whoa, why are you asking
Yeah,
that?"
you gotta think
But
about
that's a
before you say
perfect
it.
way for you guys to be like, "Okay, I see you understanding a little bit. Let me just sprinkle a little lesson in there for you." Like, it's something like that. Like, mentally, that's how I think about with the kids. Like, I can't wait till my kids ask this certain question or that certain question and be like, okay, now I could teach them a little something here. Like, it happened every day with the girls. Like, when I say the girls, I'm talking about the twins, my stepdaughters. It's happening every day with them, especially now that they're growing up.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting new friends. This school year, they were, last school year, they were in the same class. This school year, they're in different classes. They got different friends. So now, they're going to get influence from people out there, and that's okay. That's
Yeah, my
fine.
son's going through it right now. Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
They're kids. They're going to learn. Some things you got to let them learn on their own, and other things you can definitely be there on the front line and help them with.
Yeah.
But as for me, a lot of things right now, I'm letting them learn on their own. And then I'll wait till they come
You're
back when
being
they
there
don't
for them,
know.
though. Yeah, you're waiting.
And nothing like that. So, but I see that, and it's just, you don't you don't have to raise your kid as every day as they're in army school or something. Like, hey, no, you wake up, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do this. Yes, because you want them to have a great life, but you don't want to do that every day to them. They're kids. Let them do their thing. You're gonna sprinkle the lesson in there here and there, but don't worry about it. Don't because that's how I used to be when I had my firstborn. I worried about it too much, and I felt like she was a day old, and I'm like, hurry up and learn the language. Like, hurry up and start speaking, because I gotta tell you how life is. Like, that's how I used to think, and it's like, no, man, it's just, life is life. Life is gonna happen. Like, I don't care if you're 100 years old watching this. You're still learning, right? Every
Yeah.
day you're learning something. You don't have all the answers. Nobody has all the answers. So
That
you're
goes
learning
with life,
something.
and that goes with being a
So that's the
parent,
same
too.
thing with raising kids. You're learning every day how to raise a kid. You're still a new parent every day you have your child with you, because your child is a day older. You're a day newer at parenting. You know what I'm talking about? Like as they get older, you're getting newer because you never had a kid at that time. You never had a kid at that age.
And
But
things is always gonna rise. Like I find
yeah,
problems coming every time. Problems and accomplishments for my children. I will learn something from them, or they'll bring something new to me, to my attention, or I'll find them finding themselves in a trouble, or some type of problem, and
and mentally,
it probably
it bothers you
yeah
like
it bothers
shit.
me
Like
because
you
I'm
be
like,
like,
damn, what
damn,
can I
like
do? Do you want me to
yeah,
help you? I don't want to do it for you.
yeah,
I kind of want you to learn on your own. So like my motto is, when before my both my kids, they're in school right now. My daughter, she's in her kindergarten year, and I could tell that she's acting different now with her new friends, because the way she is, she got kind of in trouble the first time recently. They said she was being a little disruptive in class. I'm guessing she's playing around. She's not a
yeah.
beggar, and I asked her, and then she got a little quiet. And she told me, she said, "Well, I was just doing this with my friend," and I'm like, "Well, that's not okay to do in school. You're not supposed to be doing that."
That's a perfect time to sprinkle a little
Yeah, so
lesson
I'm
in
letting
there. You
her
know,
know,
stuff
like,
like that. Like,
I don't, me and your mom, we don't want to hear that, because if we hear that your teacher's telling us you're doing something wrong, Bella, like, you're not supposed to be doing this. You know better. Like, don't do that, because we teach you at home. If
exactly,
the adult tells you where you're at, you can't be doing this. Even if you don't agree with it, you listen to them at the moment. You come bring it back to us, and we'll let you know how we feel about it, or what we could teach you about it.
exactly.
And my son right now, he's in 5th grade, so he's asking me different questions. Other day, I'm coming home after picking him up after a long shift at work, picking him up, driving home. That's when my energy's low. But I'm there, and I'm back to my food time things with my child. Like, all right, what's going on? He's telling me like, Dad, why do people smoke? And I'm like, oh damn, here we go with this. Like,
Perfect
10 years
example.
old,
Sprinkle a
yeah.
little lesson in there. You know what I'm
So
talking about?
he's like, why do people smoke? What's going on with these things, vapes? I see kids with it at school. My first thing, and my heart, sometimes like, I said, you be around that, like, he was like, no, no,
Yo,
no, and I'm
it
like,
probably
he's
drains
seen
you like
it.
mentally. You like, oh my god, like is my
Yeah.
kid gonna be involved in this? Like my kid not even old
So he
enough to
started asking me
freaking.
about the flavors, and I'm like, "Why, you want to try this?" And like, I was being wrong. I didn't get like mad, screaming like, "You want to try this?" Son? I said, "Do your friends got it? You want to do it?" He said, "No, no, Dad, because I seen it in the bathroom. I just want to know, like, why are they doing that? Like, they so small, and they're doing it." I'm like, "No, because maybe, it's multiple reasons why they can be doing it." I said, "But I'm gonna just tell you right now, like, I just want to let you know from the rip, you better never touch that shit." And I told him just like, you better never touch it at the moment. I said, you want to grow up, you could do something like that, and I'll teach you about it. But right now, I'm just let you know right now, as a child, no child should be doing that, because that can affect your body in a way where it can mess you up badly. So it's for one, it's not worth it. Um, I get it that there's gonna be kids doing stuff at your age that you see them doing, and you know that I tell
Yeah,
you that is bad. And I said thank you for telling me about it, because listen, we're gonna have the point where you could tell me anything, and I'm gonna just be there to talk to you. If you hear me
yeah.
get upset about it, I apologize, but just know we can talk about anything. And I'm letting him know that, because I'm telling him, like, look, I ain't perfect. You about to ask me all these other questions, but I'm here to answer them, and I'm here to work with you through them. And I'm just like, damn, like, every day they're gonna throw something new at you.
Yeah,
They're gonna want something
100%.
new, or they're gonna learn something, or they're gonna behave a certain way. And it's constantly like, you as as a
That's what I'm saying.
parent,
As
it's
a
your
parent,
job to make sure you either discipline them, give them the love, speak to them, and let them know the reason why you react the way you react. You do what you do.
and
It's
that's why we said
constant.
like mentally that's gonna take a toll on
It's
you
draining,
because
yeah.
I mean it. And for me, a lot of what I'm saying today is for the good parents, man. If you're a bad parent, and a lot of bad parents don't know they're bad parents, but I just hope this doesn't reach you because I feel like you're just. I take I I take parenting very very hard. So I'm too passionate about it. I feel like once you have a kid, your life is dedicated for that. I'm not saying don't have fun. That's come on, relax.
Oh no, as a
You're
parent,
being weird. Like you can go out
you
and
need
have fun,
fun.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the good parents know what I'm talking about. It's you know where your priority is at and where it always should be at. Um, but for you, like the other people who's like having like they feel like they're getting picked on about the stuff we're saying, you're the bad parent. You need to fix yourself.
Yeah, and it's
And
not late. You
I'm
know
not
what I
even
mean?
saying
It's
I'm a
not
great
late.
parent or I'm a perfect parent because, like I said, nobody's a
Well,
perfect
I'm
parent.
gonna say that you're an amazing parent. You're a
No,
great
no, no.
parent. So
For
don't
us,
knock
like I
yourself in the
always
head. I
say, for
give you
us, I'm
that.
like I don't see. Well, I do. I mean, shout out to John John. I think he's a great father.
Yeah,
Shout
that's
out
my
to
boy.
Andrew. Shout out to Lito.
Shout out to my man
Is the
Lito
other?
having his first child, and then you already
Yeah,
a stepdad doing your thing. Shout out to
yeah,
you. You
yeah.
know what I
So I
mean?
hope you watched it because he could
Yeah, brother, you got
listen,
this.
listen.
Shout
But
out to my peoples that's doing a great thing, and
yeah,
shout out
and
to my
it's the other
fathers that's
fathers
just
I know.
showing up. You know?
But them three, like I know personally, like they're great fathers. But like I used to tell my brother all the time, I'm like, I don't see people doing what they doing for the kids, what we do. You know what I'm talking about? It's just, and it's, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying we don't see it, but I see it, man. With my 3 cousins I just named, and there's a bunch of y'all more that I could go on about, but
I don't want. Yeah, it's a lot of you guys.
it
That's some great
just,
fathers out there. I
those
know
are
a
the
lot of people
fathers
in
that
my
I'm
family.
talking
They're great
about. You know what I'm
fathers.
talking about? Good parents. But yeah, man, just the mental toll that it can take on you as wanting to be the best parent there is, or wanting to be known to your kid like, I'm the best person you have. It probably won't happen. You're probably not going to be the best parent. Your kid probably won't see you as the best parent, because at the end of the day, I probably mentioned this, I think, in one of the other podcasts. You can't be a friend to your kid. You got to be a parent, because
Yeah, it's
that's what
hard.
good parents are. They're not
Yeah.
friends to their kids.
You know,
They're
it's because
parents.
the same when they be like, "Oh, you want to be a child's best friend," and yo, that's tough. That's tough because people I know
Because
personally people who are raised
you
like
do
that.
try to find the line there, because you want your kid when they see you and they be like,
I feel like it
"Holy
comes down
crap,
to
like,
it comes down to the parent too, because the parent, I feel like some parents, bro, and I get it, like we go through stuff with parents, and especially the single parents or just parents, like in general, who this touches, like I get it, like you're alone as fuck, you're probably depressed, and your child, what you think? Because that was me with my child,
Right.
so I was just like at that point spoil him all the time, but I was still trying to teach him, but it was more like I'm just giving him 100% love because I don't feel that love right now for myself.
Right.
I want to make sure you got that love, and I want to make sure that you know where I'm always gonna be your best friend. Growing up, I realized, you know, your child needs that discipline part too. But
Yeah.
these parents, that the thing is, like the effect that you can have on your child from always being best friend, like always letting them do what they want,
It's not
never
gonna
really
end up
giving them
well.
discipline.
It's not going to end up
It's
well.
not
And this is one of
because
the things I
it's
can
not.
say for a fact, because
They're gonna love you.
every
They're gonna love
parent
you
that
like
I know
they're gonna love you crazy.
that was friends with their kids, instead of being that parent role that their kids needed, right now it's not working out great. It's not working out great. They don't have that relationship. They don't have that. Their kid can look back and there's a hand there. Like, my top goal for my life is when every time my kid looked back, they saw my hand, and they can always reach out. That's what my top goal is. A lot of people right now with their kids, and a lot of kids right now with their parents, they don't have that relationship because they were friends. Their parents were friends. Like, it's just, it wasn't that relationship of being a parent. And I feel like that's important. That's very important. And I feel like that's when it steps up to be a good parent. When you know, I'm not my child's friend, I'm my child's parent. That's a good parent. To me, that's a good parent. Like I said before, and I'm gonna keep telling y'all once in a while here throughout these episodes, stuff we say is not the freaking rule book. You know what I'm talking about? We just talking in general, because we want to help
He
you
has
guys
his own
understand.
views. I have my own views because
Yeah,
I don't
we
agree with my
just-
brother all the time on certain shit.
And
He knows that.
we just want you guys to understand and connect with us more. And I feel like
Yeah.
this.
Give
we
us
just
some
talk
give
regular.
us some feedback
Yeah,
on your parenting skills or advice for us as parents. You know what
Like
I
I
mean?
said,
Like
this
you
is-
see us going through something, like you see us down on certain areas about what we speak about parents. Hey, if you got some advice for me, shoot me a comment,
and we're
drop
doing
me
this-
some knowledge. You know what I mean?
We're
Because
doing
there's
this
parents
like we
out there
said, man.
that I never met, but I know y'all teaching y'all kids the right way. There's parents out there that needs the extra help. I'm here to give y'all some advice on it. And I'm here for open ears, like to hear anything that may help me as a better parent.
Yeah, and we're saying
when I'm
all
feeling
this to
down.
probably help you guys mentally, like, to ease
It's all
up,
about
or
mental, yeah.
think differently and stuff like that. And then, like I said, like this podcast, the stuff we talk about is mainly focused on your mental health, man. Like, we want that to be, the main topic, and we want you guys to take that away when we talk about certain topic. You be like, yeah, like that did,
Everything
I
we
see
speak
that
about, I
they're
want to know
talking
how it
about
comes back to your mental health.
Yeah,
Like
to
me,
help
because
mentally.
I think like that's my biggest thing is just live with my mental health. I never felt like I was normal because there's always something going on where it messes my day up or messes me up. Not every day, but it's just always something that's coming. And today we just speaking about how it is when to being a parent. So I'm gonna focus on that. And like you said, we could go on with days with this conversation because next week I could tell you something whole different that I learned from my child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be a new episode, but we still could talk about
what we
this
just
episode
learned.
a little bit in the next episode. But it's like, it's gonna be like that, and that's fine. And Like and like he just said is a perfect example too, because he said, man, I would just be going to things and this and that, and I got my stuff personally, but that comes back to parenting too, because the parents know, man. The parents know you gotta have that switch. You gotta have that switch. You could be going through things, and yes, especially a lot of good parents gonna go through a lot of not good. I'm sorry, a lot of bad things, because they're gonna get themselves into a dark hole and be like, I'm not doing good enough. Especially the fathers, like, and that's why I'm right now. Let me just target the fathers. Like, mentally, it's hard. It's hard. Like, I'm gonna just explain from my shoes. It's super hard. I never thought mentally I'll be struggling how I am now at this stage in my life, because I have my kids. They bring so much joy, but yet mentally I'm still struggling, and it's
Yeah,
because
I can relate.
when I'm at work, I start work at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to work. I'm doing my thing. And I'm like, my kids are sleeping. It's cool. It's good. But then I'm like, when they wake up, they're gonna give my fiance a hard time, or she's
You're
probably gonna
stressing
go through
about that
something.
already.
Yeah,
Cause
like
you know she gonna hit you up and be like, "Damn, they doing this." Not like she trying
yeah,
to bring you down.
yeah. No,
The
no,
thing
no, no, no,
is,
no, no, no,
you won't tell her about how you feel too, most likely,
no, no, no,
and
no.
how you're stressing.
Mm-mm.
That's how it is with men. Because you know what, we don't have
And
them
we
support.
should.
We don't have them support groups. We don't
No,
have
we
them
don't.
people to
And
talk to. Like I don't hit up my cousin today. Or one of my friends like, bro, like I'm going through it, man. I am like, you don't hear that. You
you
don't hear.
don't.
I
And
don't
that's
hit
what
him
we
up
want to
letting him like, bro,
change,
I'm
man.
stressed out today, bro. I'm drained. My wife's telling me about my children about this, and I didn't mean to tell her about this, but now I gotta go home. I gotta do this, and it's just, I'm
Yeah, but
already
we want
going
to
through
make
shit
that a
at
normal
work.
thing, though. Like you
Yeah,
said,
it's
like we
just
don't
like
got that, but that's why we trying
that's
to do
target the
this, man.
men though,
Just
because I
talk
know
to
the
us,
men don't
man.
speak.
But back to what I was saying, because I just want to bring that up. 'Cause I feel like a lot of men are going through that. So in my household, my fiance, she stays home. She's raising the kids. I'm the one working. So as a man, if you're the only one working in the house, you're thinking, I gotta bring home the money. That's one. Two, my fiance is raising the kids, and I know mentally it's a toll on her. Raising kids is super, super, super hard. One of the hardest jobs in the
All
world,
day, every
probably
day.
the hardest job in the world, if you're a good parent, right? Because there's gonna be a lot of parents that probably see it and be like, "It's not that hard." Yeah, it's not that
It's not
hard
that hard if you just give them a
because you
tablet
don't
all
see your
day and let
kids
them
all
be
the
in there.
time. Because
Yeah.
you're not giving your kids what they need all the time. Because every time your baby mom call you for something, you're complaining. So yeah, it's not too hard for you because you're an asshole. That's why. But for the good fathers, it's hard, and they know that. And it's just as a man, you sit there and you're like, damn man, I want to go home and I want to make sure she's okay, but I need to go
It's like
home
now
and
you want to rush your job, but
I
then
need
at the
to do
end you need to
this.
stay at work, get your bread.
Yeah, you gotta get your money, and I'm gonna get my money regardless. Like, and that's one thing a
But
lot
now
of
you know
people
as
know
soon as
about
you
me.
go
Like,
home, walk through that door, it's not like you can relax and like be that
no,
little
because
love with
I got
your family. No, it's not like if she told me something about this, now I gotta take care of it when I get home. With
yeah,
this,
I gotta take care of the stuff at the house. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I gotta take care of my kids because I'm not just gonna go home and ignore my kids because I got other stuff to do. No, because that's my priority. Like, my kids are my priority. Like I said, they're top tier. Like, so they need help. Oh, mom, I gotta help them. The twins come to me. Oh, I need help with homework. Mommy couldn't do it because she was cooking and she had the baby. Like that, me like that. That's what makes me go harder. I come home, my fiance got the baby in her hand while she's stirring up the pot of rice. Like, to me, I'm like, yo, I'm going hard. Like, this is we not stopping. Like, I'm not stopping. Like,
yeah,
this is why I go hard. Like, this is my motivation right here. This is what I do it for. And a lot of times it sucks because you're like, am I doing enough, man? Is she happy with me? Do I feel like I'm helping her enough? And a lot of the dads, they
it's
know
because
what I'm talking
we
about.
take our whole family problems and put it on us. I don't know if women think like that, but I think like that all the time with myself. I'm like,
No,
damn, what
I
you
think
just
about that all the
said.
time, like, cause it's true, man. Like, and I just feel bad for her because I'm like, yo, I know she's home with all these kids, and I know it's hard. And sometimes she tell me like, she's like, man, I'm tired, I'm drained, and I
It's like
wish I
tomorrow
can
you
do
gotta wake up and
something.
do
I
the same
wish,
thing.
yeah, I wish I can do more. I just wish I can, but it's like, this is our life right now. It's gonna be hard for a little bit, but it's gonna get easier. Once they grow up and stuff like that, it does get easier, but it never goes away. I'm talking about as a good parent, you're always there as a good parent.
Yeah.
But as a father, like the fathers who can relate to me like that with a stay-at-home wife, it's just to me it's just a little bit harder because now you got all of that to deal with. You got all of that, and then financially, it comes back because I know a lot of you guys, you feel like if you're not where you at financially, if you don't got what you got financially, you feel like you a bum, and it's like
You can't
it's
provide
not
for the
like that. It's
family.
not like that.
Or you gonna think like, is my wife making a righteous choice by staying with me when I can't give them all of this? You
Right?
know,
Yeah.
and
Now
like,
you.
am I really the provider in the household if
Yeah,
I can't give
and
them all of this? But then it's just mental shit that battle you for you be in your head.
yeah,
You
and
don't know
that's
what
that's
you
what
be
it
in
is
your
for me,
head.
and a lot of times for me financially, like it's not a problem. I don't prioritize money. Money's not a main issue in my life,
It's
and
just
my fiance
unfortunate. It's
knows that.
unfortunate we just need it to get
Yeah,
everything we need. You
we
know what I
do need
mean?
it. We do need it. I
Yeah, it's
mean,
not fair with a lot of things, but
but
hey,
like it was never financially it's never a problem for me. That's one thing I could say. Me growing up, and I feel like that helped me 100 times with so much situations in my life. Like money was not the issue for me. Like I'm not saying not an issue as in I get money like and I got money stacked up to the ceiling like the rappers do because I wish I did. But I'm just money was never that deciding factor for me in a lot of stuff in my life. Like it is for a lot of people, and
yeah, you didn't let it stress you when it came
I
to
feel like
making a
that helped me a
choice.
lot because when I first met my fiance, she was the bougie type, like she was that, you know, high end this, high end that, like it's crazy. And I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes spoiler, like I got her Gucci bag when she wanted a Gucci bag. I got her Louis Vuitton shoes when she wanted the Louis Vuitton shoes. Like and then,
I
and
guess you didn't find it necessary, but if it was something for her little twist, you was just like with it.
yeah, that was something to make her happy. I'll do that because, like I said, to me,
To
money's
you, it was never nothing. You
I'm
didn't
not.
care
I'm
what
not
you
worried
had on
about
your
the money.
feet or whatever.
As
Or
long as they're happy. Like for me, as long as they're happy. And a lot of times, like I'm gonna just put this out there, like a little side note. Don't make that a major thing, though. Don't make it a
never
major
make,
thing
never
that
make
you
that
can
major.
keep spoiling her because a lot of times your wife don't want you just to spoil her. Like
There's a lot
my
of things you're supposed to give besides that. You know what I mean?
their love. Most women love language is affection, is the communication, is the stuff like that.
The
It's hard for me.
that part is just gifts.
I'm gonna put that out there. It's hard for me. But that's just a little side note because we talk about parenting. But yeah, it comes back to that. Like me being a dad, it also comes back to me being uh a good fiance because as a father, I want the person who's staying home with my kids to be at ease a little bit mentally and
So that means
just
sacrificing
just so
your
I know
mental
I'm
so
a
give
little
it to
bit
them.
more at ease being a father because I'm like, okay, now my fiance, the mother of my child, is more at ease, and now she could raise them better, or she could deal with them better, and it's just like, but as a father, you're never really at ease mentally, and it's hard, man. It's really hard for all the good fathers. It's hard.
Yeah, as I do this podcast right now, my kids are upstairs, and I'm already thinking like, while my wife sleep, like, yo, once this podcast is done, this video we're doing, I gotta go over there and take care of them because you know what, my wife does a lot. My wife is, you know, she works. Me and her in this house, we both work, and she's actually in school right now getting her master's for her own career. My wife's a scientist, you know, and I'm always constantly proud of her and her hard work. So I try to. You know, while she in school right now this semester and working, because I'm working as well, and I got my side things going on, my podcast and other thing that we're doing that we're gonna let people know soon. But I'm over here always doing constantly more. I find myself cooking more in the house. You know what I mean? And I do like, damn, like I'm out here cooking more or I'm out here cleaning more. I'm working just as hard as her and much as her, but I'm doing it because I see her constantly on her laptop, constantly being a mom, constantly working, and my wife doesn't have that much patience as me. And but the thing is, like, that bothers me. That bothers my mental health, but I won't tell her that. You know what I mean? I'll just always tell her I'm fine, but it bothers me, it drains me, but I constantly do this because I'm the man in the house. You know, whether she's going to know it or not, or whether my kids going to know it or not, I'm going to keep grinding and keep doing this so these guys, my wife and my children, they could live that life and they could do what they want and they got to get to where they want. So I'll sacrifice anything for them to get there. But every day I be drained. Like right now I'm tired, man. You know what I mean? Like we go to bed late, we wake up early to get stuff done. So after this, like I was saying, I got to go up there and take care of my kids. Yo, y'all brushed your teeth? Yo, y'all got to get this ready. Let's get this moving because once mom wakes up, she's going, cook for us, probably make us something to eat or whatever, or she gotta go do her schoolwork. And now, dad gotta do this. Like I gotta go take care of my car and take my kids with me. Like it's constantly stuff, constantly there, and it's just it's never ending. But this is the part of being a full time parent and a good parent is making sure that these kids are straight and that you're not just gonna be a bum and be like, all right, fuck it, like you know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be like the type of parent that like you were saying about your like you that motivates you when you see that. I'm like that too. So I'm gonna help out as much as I can. So if my wife needs the extra support, I'm gonna do it. If my child needs some more time, I'm gonna do it. If they need me to do something with them, I'm gonna do it. I just taught both my kids how to ride their bikes. You know what I mean? Since we moved over here now to Jersey, because in Philly I didn't really leave them out the crib. But now that we living in Jersey, now we got a better neighbor. I just taught both my kids how to ride a bike, and I do this. I give them that extra hour when I'm out of work. You seen the video? It was nighttime when they out here riding their bikes because that's the time I could give it to them. My wife's at work. I came home. The food's already done. Now we outside. Now I'm teaching y'all how to ride your bike. But they don't know how dad's feeling throughout their day. But it's cool. You know why? I just taught y'all something that you guys are extremely happy with, and now they always want to ride their bikes outside. The thing
Yeah.
is, realistically, I tell him sometimes that my son was upset yesterday at me because he's like, "Oh, I wanted to ride." I say, "Bro, you rode it 3 days in a row. Today I can't. Today I just can't." And that's when I come down, put my foot down, like, "No, like be sad, whatever. Today I can't. Don't worry about it. Like it is what it is, you know."
Yeah.
But I never explain
That's the
myself
and
to my
that's the
children and
that's
my
the
wife.
sucky part about being a parent. But that's what makes you a good parent. That's sometimes you have to say no, even when your kid desperately wants something, and you just gotta say no because it's not the right time. Your kids never know when is the right time. They never know when is the wrong
You
time.
constantly
They don't
making
know right
choices,
from
man.
wrong and fully understand it. Because yes, they can know right from wrong. Like they know at freaking 8 years old, 9 years old, they can't write on the raws. I don't know why I say
He said
raws. What
Rawls.
the hell is wrong with me? I'm tired as hell, but they can't write on the walls. But they don't fully understand why. They were like, oh, like why not? You could just paint over it. But it's like they don't understand that. But
They don't understand that it
for
comes
you
money
being a good
behind it. They don't
parent,
understand that it's taking care of your house. They
yeah,
just like, yo, I want to write on the ball.
yeah, like you being a good parent, that's man, like no, you can't do this and this and that. Like we said earlier, you gotta explain, man. Explain being a good parent. Um, what else, man? Being there makes you a good parent. Like
Well,
it's
my thing,
stuff
if
like that. And again, I'm not saying this because I know what a good parent is. No, I don't know. I'm just saying
we're just trying to be the
it's
best
just
parents,
throwing
man.
stuff
And
out there to make you see certain things. Like I'm talking about like and a lot of you asshole fathers that rather go to the club and rather go out with your other family and instead of taking your kids for the weekend. Um, I really wish I could just smack the shit out of y'all like one at a time, like because stuff like that bothers me. I don't want to just talk. I don't want to talk about just what I think is a good parent, and I don't want to just target this towards the good parents. I want to talk about the bad dads too. Like that's
bad
to
dads,
me,
bad
that's one of
moms.
the most outrageous thing you can do as a man. Is
Yeah,
not be there
and
for
you
your
can't
kids
make an
or
excuse.
do the bare minimum for
You
your
can't make
kids.
an excuse saying, "Oh, it's because my baby mom don't let me see them." Oh, it's because
I,
I was brought up like this too, or oh, it's because I need my time out. Worked all week. Ain't no like you hearing us saying what we doing. It ain't no fucking excuse because at the end of the day, let my baby mom try to take my son away from me. As long as your shit straight in life, how the fuck she gonna take him away? How?
it's I,
How?
and I get it. I met some bitter ass baby moms before. Like I know that can happen, but you can fight. Like you can fight that. Even if you got to take it to a point where you never took it to your life, like court or something. Man, take it there.
Yeah.
Those are your kids.
You do what you
The
got.
fact that I
Everything.
know some people in my family, I spoke to them. They come up to me and they be like, I'm like, yo, like, well, how your kids doing? Oh, I didn't see them in like a month. Why? My baby mom be tripping. What? What? That don't even click in my head. And no, I never been through that, but I know for a fact I will never go through that. I know for a fact even if the mother of my kids will be bitter, I'm not going through that. There's no way you're gonna make me stay away from my kids. Like me being the father I am, like you're crazy. Like I would take this to court. I would exhaust all my bank accounts to make sure I got the best lawyer or something. Like
I mean, I
this is
personally,
my
I
kids.
did it.
Like
I went to court.
the kids
You know?
didn't ask you to be in this world. You went out there and brought your kids into this world. So now do your job about it. Don't sit there and do the bare minimum.
And I don't want to hear is because of your parents, because I grew up with some fucking
Like
weird shit growing up.
yeah,
But
like,
at the
man,
end of
like
the day, it didn't make me stop from
look,
being a
I
parent.
know a lot of people I seen a few things, and you can get to a point where it will get better for you to see your kids or to even be there. Or don't be the asshole that you are. And I know there's some people that might, and not even might, they will watch this and they're gonna be like, "Dang, he talking about me." Look, if you feel like that,
Change something about
then
it.
it's you, bro. Like it's you, man. Be there for your kids. I talked to somebody, I think it was last year, because we don't really talk that much. But I saw him last year, and I asked him. I said, "How'd your kids?" He said, "Oh, I had them last weekend or whatever like that. They about to start school. They need school clothes, stuff like that." I'm like, "Damn, that's crazy. I know how that is, man. School clothes is crazy, man. You know, kids, they run through stuff, man. They don't care about
Yeah,
their
constantly
clothes and stuff
growing
like
too.
that."
So
So he was like, "Yeah, uh." My baby mom bought a couple outfits for them already. I'm gonna give her half the money to buy the other ones. I'm like, in my head, I ain't tell him at the time because I'm a real nice person, man. I'm a real nice person, and a lot of times it's bad. It's bad to be a super nice person, man. My fiance hates it. She hates how soft, not soft, because I'm not soft. It's just I'm a nice person, so a lot of times I won't say certain things because I don't like hurting people's feelings. I don't like people feeling like crap, and you know I don't like the confrontation stuff. One, because I don't like my anger. Two, because I just don't like being, I don't like making that negative scenario. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, so he told me, yeah, I'm gonna give her half so she could buy a couple more. I'm like, oh, y'all go half on everything. He was like, oh no, I just send her half sometime whenever she need it. I'm like, so she buys stuff, but then you send half whenever she needs something. Like to me, that didn't make no sense.
why you just don't get up and
Like
just go grab it yourself?
as soon as the mother of my kids would have said the kids start school next week, I'm going shopping. I'm not going to even tell her I'm going shopping. I'm just going to go shopping. I'm going to go get it. I'm not going to say what I got. I'm not going to say this is how much I spent. I'm not going to say what did you get because I'm going to get this. No. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to grab that because that's what a good parent is going to do. They're going to go out there. They're going to grab what they think they need. Even if their mom got it for them already, they're going to grab what they think they need because at the end of the day, they're kids. They're going to need double of what you already think they need because kids destroy things, man. So when he told me that, I'm just like, bro, you just say you're going to send your baby mom half to cover your half, like, and you haven't saw your kids in a little while. Like, it don't make sense to me. How you sending her half of the bill and you only see your kids like once a month? Like, that don't make sense to me, man. But meanwhile, the family you got over here is good. Like, they're not even yours. Like, it's, and I'm not saying that in a bad way because you should support that. Like, if you want to be in the mom's life, you got to be in the kids' life also. And to me, stuff like that, that's what pisses me off, man. That's because you mentally, when you think about it, you sit there and you be like, damn, man, some of these kids don't got what my kids got, and it sucks. It really sucks, and sometimes you feel like you can change it because it's so close to home, but that's where it comes back to parenting, like, and with your mental health. You're like, yo, I can't think about that right now because I got to think about my kids. You know, I got to make sure mentally I'm stable for my kids. I can't be thinking about something else. But for you, part-time fathers, man, it's you guys suck, man. Your kids deserve way better than you. Like, obviously.
Yeah, like my son, you know, he's with his mom half the time. He's with me half the time. So, you know, my wife always tells me like, um, which I won't like really understand her view, and she probably won't understand my view, even though we try to explain it to each other. But it's like, hit up his mom, like see if she could get this for his this time. And I always tell my wife like, I don't care what she gets him.
Yeah,
And not that way, like
it's
I'm gonna
never
get him
like
what
that.
I'm gonna get him like so like like if she got him sneaks or whatever, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna get him sneaks. Or my wife would be like, well, maybe tell her to get it this time. Like you already got this last time, so that's cool though. She's like, oh, but that's like taking advantage. I said, no, it's not because at the end of the day, he's my son.
Yeah, it's
You
just
know what I
your
mean?
kid.
Like
You
I'm,
created that kid.
yeah,
You
like
have to do
and
things
I
for
and
that
I
kid.
I, I
You
try to
have
understand
to.
her view too, because with my daughter, like I'm gonna get her son, and my wife won't gonna get her son, but it's in my head when he's over there, like that's just his life he's living over there, and his mom can hit me up saying he might need this, and I'm gonna get it, but she don't, she's good over there with it, but if
Because
at
when
the
you're
end
a
of the
good
day,
parent, you're already a few steps
yeah,
ahead.
and
Where the your Your baby mom don't gotta hit you up. If you're a good parent,
Yeah,
your baby mom won't have to hit you up.
my baby mom only hit me up, and it's barely now these days, and it's only for like, hey, he has an appointment. This that set him, or did you ever did this for the appointment? Or it's like, hey, school said this. Did you see it? That's it. Like me right now, my son has his own home, so I really don't really communicate with my baby mom no more, and it's not like on bad terms because we hit each other up. It's all solid. It's just like it's no need to. Like he got everything over here, and he tells me things. So if he needs something, I got it taken care of, and I know I don't need to ask my wife or my son mom when the kids need something because I know I'm a father. I know when they need something,
Right.
and if I'm buying them extra shit, it's just to buy them. So in that situation, I totally understand. Excuse me. Like, there's no need, there's no excuse for you to say what you were saying. Like, hey, I gotta check up and see what he need. Nah, you should know what your child needs. Like, sometimes I get mixed up with like my child's sizes, but that's just my head. Like I bet, yo, you still this size, but they constantly grow. I'm like, damn, you already grew out of this. But that's about it. Like, I mean, and one thing I want to speak about is like with me and my son, like him going 50-50 over there, like the mental health part. The thing that bothers me the most, I'm very happy and grateful he has his stepfather and his mom over there. I'm happy and grateful he has me and his stepmom over here. Like I feel like he has two great families that's gonna be there for him and give him that love.
Yeah.
I know it messes with him because he's raised differently in two sides of the households. So every time my son comes back, it's a little pause for him, and it's like a transition. Because
Yeah, I see that with the girls too.
yeah, it's always like, and then my wife always says like, why he's acting weird, and I'm like,
Yeah.
honestly, I give him space. I used to be on him like, no, why you treating us like this, or why you treating your sister like this, and as he get older, he's telling me, and I'm like, nah, like I tell my wife like, we gotta fall back a little, like just give him a little space because he loves us. He loves
it's
us.
not just him. Like it's funny you said that
he
because
knows-
I
he
used to think it
knows
was
now.
only the girls. Because when the girls come back from their pop house, they sometimes they'll treat me a little different
Right,
from
yeah.
everybody in the house, and it never bothered me. Like it's not gonna. I don't care what a kid gonna think about me. You understand? Like I'm
You know what
still
you
gonna
do
be
for
there,
them,
and
yeah.
I'm still gonna support them. I'm still gonna help them. I don't care. And when they used to do that when they were younger, is because I mean they tell me now, and sometimes, and it is what it is. I really don't care. Like they would come back and they would hear certain things about me or their mom.
Oh,
at the other house.
my son sometimes do it. He'll just be like, he'll get like jealous sometimes about certain
Yeah,
shit. Or
so
he'll
then
just,
they'll
he'll
come
start asking
home.
questions. I'm like, my thing always, because I don't know how to address that, so I'll be telling him like, look, what goes on over there, I can't control. Or like, honestly, you don't gotta, like, he comes all the time and he always tells me about like, oh, my sister does this over there, dad. I'm like, no, I don't need to. That's your mom doing it.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool with them. Like I look out for your siblings and for your peoples, but look, that's for them. And I try to teach him, like, cause he don't know. I'll be like, when you over here, pop, this your life over here. Like you could talk to us about them, but then again, like I feel like it's so big on them, and I don't know how it feels, cause I feel like we had that growing up a little bit, but then again, like we didn't have it again, cause we was always with our mom. Like even my mom and dad.
I mean,
split up.
like
But I know it takes a toll on the child.
mentally, it takes a toll. Takes a toll too. If I'm gonna say if you're a step parent, right?
So this
If
the part.
you're a good
This the part I
step-parent.
ask for advice though. Like if parents, y'all go through that too. Like what? Because I'm struggling with that. Like what should I do for my son? You know what I mean? Like how should I
Like
address
me-
them? Because I used to get upset about it. Like yo, you can't be treating your sister when you come over here like that. Why you not giving her love? Or why you not like this with me or your stepmom? Like what's going on with
Like
you?
me, how I used to handle that at first. I'm like, damn, what
Did I
happened?
do
Like,
something wrong?
so they used. I'm gonna play it out. I'm gonna play the scenario out. So they go to the pop house for the weekend. They come home. They say what's up to everybody in the crib. They say what's up to the little sisters. They say what's up to mom. I be like, what's up, girls? They go to their room. They won't say nothing to me. So I'm like,
Damn, they
I'm
talking.
like, yo,
Her
what?
dad was like, your neck over there? Nah,
Nah.
nah.
And that's
It's
the
probably
thing.
just
Like
it
mentally,
probably-
I'm like, damn, did I do something wrong to them?
Or did they say something bad about him? Like, what's
Yeah, or
going
like,
on?
did they tell something? Did they say something over there about me, and then they gave them a some
They gave him a
some
ne-
type of feedback where it'd be like, damn, my stepdad's not a nice person to sign. You know what I'm talking about? Like that just bothers me because I know I always treated them good. I never did them wrong. You know what I'm talking about? Like I made sure I treated them just how I treat my kids now. I treat them, and I
You know,
always
it's
treat
crazy.
them the same.
Sarah, but my wife says the same thing that you're saying because Noah comes back out of nowhere, and then he'll just get like this dry treatment to his sister Arabella, and then sometimes to Sarah, but he's just super dry, and she's like, "Oh, why he starting to come back like that every time he comes back?" And that not only Sarah, but noticing that you're saying that mommy noticed it too when she picks him up sometime and she's with him. It's like, yeah, he comes back and he's just so different with me. And I'm like,
Yeah,
it
it
takes him
just
some time to get back to him.
my
I'm noticing that, so I'm like, yo, just
yeah.
fall back, leave
That's
him,
that's why I noticed. Like I'm like, yo,
just be
it's
there
the
for
different
him.
scenario. Like it's different over there from over here.
Yeah,
But
that's
now
how I
that
know
they're
it's two different
older,
lives.
they told me. Like they never told them
Yeah,
their mom really, but they
he's
told me.
telling
They be
us
like,
too now.
yeah, sometimes they say stuff about y'all and this and that, and it's gonna happen. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Don't be that petty parent and start kicking it back and you just be like, oh, that's cool.
Oh
Like,
no,
hey,
no, never,
I'm gonna
never,
still do
never,
you
never,
because
never.
I'm gonna give you what I'm gonna give you over here. I'm not
Listen,
gonna change up on you.
Listen, real
You know how
quick.
some people go
I'm
right there at their neck like, nah, man, fuck
Yeah,
that.
look,
bitch.
listen.
Nah, come on.
I'm gonna say this, and I always stood by this. Like, I don't like. I really don't like. A lot of people get mad at me, especially my fiance. Like, she could write you a whole list of stuff that she want me she want to change about me. Me, I don't care about so much things in life. I'm just worried about me and mine's, right?
Right.
I don't care, right? So anyway, this goes back to the girls. They'll come home, they'll treat me dry as hell, right? Like they don't even know me. Like I'm a new man in this house. Like so, I'm like, it's cool. Like their mom used to be like, so you're not gonna say hi? And I didn't like that. I never liked that. 'Cause I'm like, yo, if they don't want to, they don't have to. It's fine. It's fine. It don't bother me. They're little girls. What am I supposed to do? Get mad and go to my room? Like, no, that don't bother me. I know what happened. What happened was they spoke a little something over there, which is fine to me too, because if it happens behind the back, it's cool with me. If I didn't hear it, I don't care. It don't bother me, right?
Not gonna change the way I feel about
But
them.
they'll come home, treat me dry, whatever, like that. But now they're getting older. So now
They can explain themselves.
they
a little more.
explain what happened before. I'm like, yo, why? Because now they don't do that no more. Now they come home, as soon as they see me,
probably feel a little safer now. You know what I mean?
big ass smile on their face. As soon as they see me,
And they already
and they'll play with me.
They
like,
already want to yap.
They
want to
throw a crazy joke at me or something like, "What you looking at?" And it's like, and they start cracking up. Like now it's different because they know, like, you know, what I'm talking, like they know they're getting older, and like mentally, I took a big mental break on me. 'Cause I'm like, see, now they know, now they understand, like. I'm there. I'm this guy for them. You know what I'm talking about? Like
That's
but
come down to
before
give me that
it used to bother me
communication.
because I'm like, yo, what did they tell you about me? Like, because it's not true, girls. I promise. Like, I love you like you my own, and I would do anything for you. Like, and I'm trying to beat that into them and let them know, like, look, I'm always here. Like, you know, like if
That's
I
what
did
I said.
anything, I'm sorry.
I feel like you can't just change.
And it wasn't
can't
that.
change.
It was when they have a different life somewhere else. It's weird to come back to a life that's kind of newer, you know what I'm talking about? Because their dad is their life, their mom is their life, their step parents are a newer life. So when they go back to what they already knew, even though they were young, they still know that's my father, that's my blood. So they come back, you're my stepdad, you're not my blood, you're just, you know, you're a guy here that's dating my mom. Sometimes they'll see that, and that's because, like they told me now, and I'm only saying this because they told me themselves, like, oh yeah, some things were said about you, and me mentally, I'm like, damn, why? Like, nobody over there knows me, nobody there over there ever spoke to me, like, and I'm just like, yo, if you just know the type of person I am, you'll be like, there's nothing to say wrong about this guy, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, there's nothing to say wrong about what he's doing, there's nothing to say wrong about how he's raising my kids, but it never got there, like. I never spoke to that side of the family. Like we never introduced ourselves and nothing like that. And it honestly doesn't bother me. I would have liked it because if I was in their shoes, I'm like,
you would want that. You
if
want
I got
a
a different man coming into my daughter's life, I'm gonna be there the first day he moves in and be like, yo, who are you? Where you come from? You know, how you looking at my kids? Like, are you sure you're gonna take care of my kids? Like, cause I'm not gonna be there all the time. You are.
I always found that weird, right? I don't know if it's good or not, but like when the other side doesn't want to know who the other person, or like not really caring interest, I'm like, do you really care who your child's around then, or like do you? Cause like with me, with my son, like whatever man, my baby, my brother, around my son, I wanted to meet. I wanted to personally meet him.
Yeah, that's
and
you
not
went
to go
to
over
that.
there. I
never
did
went
that.
to
I confronted one of them. Remember the one that was like a crazy bull? Like I confronted him because I started hearing shit, and every time I go around, he'll just dip out. He don't want to see me. So when it got to a point, it's like, nah, I'm gonna confront this man now. Now you took it to another level. But other than that, like even with the douche you with now, like I would give him his time, but I was like, yo, just let him know, like I'm here. I'm picking him up. He come out here and say what's up to me. Like I just want to meet him. Like let him know. And then my thing is just like, hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm Jonathan's dad. If he ever, acts a certain way, whatever, feel free to hit me up, man. This is my number. Like, talk to me, whatever. You know, if you got any questions, just hit me up. Like, I just wanna know to get this person. Like, I don't want to be your best friend, but I want to know who you are, what you about, what you stand for.
Yeah,
know?
you're around my kids.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you're around
about it.
my
Like,
kids.
I ain't gonna give you rules. Like, I don't care about if you dating his mom or whatever. I don't care about this. But now you in my son's life. You know, now you're a part of his life. So,
And for you to be
you know?
mentally just a little bit more, a little bit better,
I just would like to know who you are and stuff.
so it can help you mentally. Like, and I feel like, you know, like if
If you're the parent on the other side, and you don't want me to spend son. To me, I just take that as like kind of a red flag. It's a little weird.
it is weird.
You know
It's-
what I mean?
to me, it was weird. I mean, the first time I think I met the girl's dad was probably like 3 weeks ago.
And
Like,
that's
at their
to me,
soccer
like I
game.
always said it. Like I don't
And
know,
I
bro. So I
didn't-
ain't gonna
I
judge
didn't
him,
care.
but that's weird. That's weird.
I didn't care only because I'm on the other side. You know what I'm talking about? I'm
Yeah.
the new man in their life. I feel like,
Yeah,
you know,
but
he
me,
probably should have
me
reached
being
out.
a dad, I'm thinking
But, I
like,
mean,
why he don't
did
want to
it.
come meet you like this long?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. It is what it is. I mean, obviously he knows now. Like, I've been with their mom so long. Like, he knows. And
Bro, y'all had a whole
the girls-
family. Yeah, he waited till y'all had like 3 kids together. To finally meet you.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, and it's like he knows. Like, obviously he knows now. Like, this guy, ain't, you know what I'm talking? Like, this guy, he's
and
cool
again,
with
like
my kids.
I don't
like,
know how people think. So hey, it's to each his own. But
Yeah, to each his own.
thankfully,
I mean, it is what
you're
it
not
is.
a dad, a stepdad who's an asshole because he
Yeah.
could have been. You could have.
He
been
would've never
mistreating
known.
his child this whole time.
Yeah, he would have never known. I mean, he would have never known.
Yeah, and that was my biggest fear, like my child being mistreated by a step parent. So I'm like, yo, I
Yeah,
gotta be on it. Like,
that is scary, man. That
Yeah.
is scary. Hopefully, I'll never go to that. I mean, I hope I don't.
Oh,
But
no,
if I
that
do,
one-
how many guns I own? 3. I got 3 guns at home. I mean,
I ain't got
they all
none.
got full clips. So if somebody want to treat my kids bad, I mean, I go to prison for life. Ain't no problem with
I
me.
got guns right here. I'm solid.
Ain't no
Solid.
problem with me. No, I'm just playing. I'm not like that, man.
No, the biggest thing I want to talk about like
But-
the co-parenting too, like back and forth. Like
Co-parenting could take a
Yeah.
crazy mental toll.
my thing is my biggest like down thing when my son leaves, man, it's still to this day that I have my daughter here. I have my wife here. Like I'm not living in the apartment no more alone. You know what I mean? Like way it was back then when he used to leave and I was lonely as fuck. But it's still to this day. I walk by his room, I could open that door when he's not here. For some reason, call me weird or whatnot. But I could and that shit like fucks with me, but I could see an image of him like sitting right there on his bed saying, "Hey dad, you alright?" And yo, that gets me, man, cause shit. Sorry, but that gets me because that I don't know, that's me like suffering from trauma from being like a boy that always needed his pop. But I look at it, I look in his room, I look at his toys, I can hear his voice, and man, for the parents that don't have their kids 100%, but you know you're a great parent like me. You know, I would never like love my kids differently, but shit, man, like sorry, but I'm already missing.
Stop bitching.
I'm-
Sign off. Sign off. Sign off.
I'm
Sign
missing
off.
I'm missing half the birthdays, half the holidays, half
Shit
the time of
sucks.
his
It
life.
sucks.
And I'm grateful like now we FaceTime every day, we call when he's not there, but I'm missing it. But like I know he's still having a good life. So that's like the biggest downfall of co-parenting for me is
having to share most of the stuff.
yeah, and I'm not selfish. So me and his mom, we have 50-50. And it's awesome. Like she's allowed to call him whenever. I'm allowed to call him whenever. And I'm great that we have that relationship with his mom.
And that's a big plus for you
Yeah,
mentally because
we had to work on it 100%. Like in the
I was
beginning,
there.
it was-
I know y'all had to work on it.
Yeah,
yeah.
It
Y'all were
was hard.
crazy.
It was hard in the beginning. But
Imagine you having to deal with sharing your son, and then you also having to deal with a bitter.
yeah, like as soon as you call, like, yo,
your
hang
mom,
up.
like-
Why your dad calling?
Right.
Oh, Hank, don't pick up when he's around. Nah, she's not like that, and it's great. And I'm not like that, and my wife is not like that, and his stepdad is not like that. So that's the biggest plus I could have, and I'm sorry for the parents that's going through that because I was going through it for a while.
and for
it was just
and
some
for the
shit.
woman that do that,
Don't take away your children from a dad that
Don't
want to
do
fucking
that.
be there. That's
don't do
ridiculous.
that because
That's
if the dad is
ridiculous.
trying, don't do that.
Just
man.
let the child. What's the worst that can happen? You're gonna let your child suffer.
will suffer, and they will grow up to dislike you as a parent. They won't respect you as much.
They're gonna have
They
that low
won't.
resentment because, like, damn, my
They
dad was
won't.
trying the whole time, and you just kept saying because y'all left on bad terms. You didn't let him talk to me.
Don't
You know
do
what I
that.
mean?
Don't keep your kids. Don't keep your kids from their dad. Like
Only time I say keep your
because
kids away from
I'm-
your dad if they being very abusive, they're manipulating your child, and you know they're not good for your child, and you know that 100%. Then I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah, I
Get them
mean
away from that parent because he's not going to do nothing but harm your child.
that's
Or vice
that's
versa, with a
different, man.
woman.
That's different.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the ones that
talking
are
about
just
for the
generally.
good dads.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of this stuff is targeted to the good dads.
Because there's dads, there's moms too that lost their child at a court due to a battle, and that just genuinely is a good parent. I don't personally know them. I might know, heard of his stories, and I know they exist because they exist, and that's terrible. Now that person lost their child due to court because the court is not always for you. The court can sometimes be a bitch. But the people who are lost
towards
that
the
situation,
fathers,
yeah,
towards the fathers,
is most, yeah,
and
for
I
sure.
don't care what woman says. No court system is designed to help the fathers, unless the father is above and beyond the mother.
100% above.
Then
and beyond.
that's when the court will help them. But you got to be above and beyond, man. And it sucks. It sucks. And for you good dads watching this, I know it sucks. I know the court system sucks. I never been through it, but I seen it. I witnessed it. I lived through it. I know it sucks. But please don't stop. Don't stop.
Especially
Only because that when that dark day comes mentally for you, you're gonna sit back and you're gonna be like, I failed as a parent because I should have kept trying. I should have kept trying. And now you're gonna feel like a sucker. And it sucks because, like I said, I'm against suicide, and I would talk bad about suicide every day. I don't agree with it. If you do it, you're weak. Go out there and get the help. There is help. There's help. There's help. There's people that actually they do care. I don't get the videos where people be like, this is my suicide video or my suicide note, and I tried and nobody
I feel
cares
like
about me. That's bullshit.
I feel like a part that's crazy
bullshit.
is sad because I feel like that's dumb. Their attempt was trying to reach out to somebody, but you're just leaving a message. But it's like, I know you wanted to talk to somebody the whole time, but you never did.
And some dads, like some suicide stuff that like
they leave stuff for their children.
Suicide Prevention Month, I read some suicide things, and I try to get a grasp and understand what like how suicide an answer for some people, and to me I can never find it. Suicide is not the answer, you guys. Suicide is not the answer.
Well, you're always going to preach that, yeah,
as
for
a father,
sure.
you get so much thrown on you, and then it comes back, and you still got to deal with your baby mom, and you want to see your kids, and some father kills themselves because of that.
Yeah,
but you got to understand.
My heart goes out to that shit, man.
When you start thinking about them dark days and that dark time and seeing that, how selfish are you to take yourself and subtract yourself from your child's life? Because if it's not working out now, it might work out in 5 years. And in those 5 years, from that point on to the rest of your life is the best part of your life. And you wasn't here to witness that because you was weak enough to just quit. Just don't quit, man. Never quit on your kids. Never quit on your kids. Like, mentally it's not going to be good for you. You're going to hate yourself for it. You really are going to hate yourself. And for
that's
the dads right
parent.
now,
that's for your good parents.
That's for the good parents.
The
because
shitty parents, I don't think
don't
they're not
care.
really going to hate themselves. I feel like they'll feel bad.
They
probably,
won't care.
but I feel like they're not going to care like a good parent.
They
like,
won't care
like you
because
said, I feel like there are parents that will really commit suicide because if they lost their child.
They feel like they lost the world. Yeah. Because, like to us, our kids are the world to us. Yeah. There's nothing more in this world that means anything than what my kids mean to me. Like, and it's like that. And like I said, I don't know how to describe it. When if somebody be like, "How much do you love your kid?" I don't know. I don't know how to tell you that.
I mean, you kid, like, you love them this much, you love them this much.
Yeah, and that's funny because that's what they do to me. That's what they do to me. They be like, "How much you love me?"
This much,
I'm like, this much. And they don't know what that means, but the fact, like, I expressed that to them, like they love that, man. They love that. And now my 3-year-old, she's starting to say, "I love you with all my heart." And oh man, that shit.
Yeah, my daughter
and
does
be
that
this
night.
close. I'll be this close to breaking down in front of her. I'm like, you don't know.
You don't know what
you just did. Like
you said with all my heart, like, damn, your little heart loves me everything.
And man, kids are the greatest blessing, man. And mentally, it's gonna be hard, but as long as you're there, that's all that matters. Just be there, man. Because kids, man,
show up.
Kids, I love my kids, man. Like, it's crazy because no matter what you talk about your kids, you can get emotional. You can feel happy. Like right now, I'm emotional, but it's not because I'm sad. It's because like
you just start grasping in everything.
Man, I really love my kids, man. And there's nothing in this world like
Man, stop bitching. Say that. That's what you did to me, right?
Yeah. I am bitching, though. I'm bitching right now. But
Nah,
like, there's
that's
nothing
a
in this
moment you
world,
take in.
man. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. Like, it's
It's crazy, but then you
my
get them.
kids, bro.
You get them parts. You about to go home. They probably gonna get on your nerves right now, man. Fuck
Oh,
them
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
But then you look at
at
them
the end of the
like,
day, it's just like,
come here, little motherfucker. I love the
they're
shit
your
out of you.
kids, man. And for the kids that might be watching this and you got that part-time father,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
You still loved though.
I'm sorry, but
You just not loved in the right direction. It's fucked up. I mean,
it'll get better for you.
Yeah.
It'll get better for you. And this is not to target kids. This is parenting and mental health, man. And parenting and mental health.
This is how it affects
And,
us, man. I could sit here and cry about my child all day about happy
yeah,
moments and sad moments.
it's not crying as in like, oh, you're sad or something. It's just happiness, man. It's pure happiness. Like, man, it's happiness. Like mentally, when I'm in a dark spot, that's what I think about. Just my kids, man. And it's just, and I'm not thinking about my kids when I'm in a dark spot to be like, take me out this dark spot. It's just that triggers. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm in a dark spot. What triggers is now I'm thinking about my kids. Now I get out of it. I get out of it for a few hours, but it's gonna come back. I mean, you know, it's like that, man. Mentally, it gets like that, and we just gotta learn to deal with it. I mean, for the guys that's going through a lot with mental health, just surrounding self with your life, minus your kids, it's gonna get better, bro. Like, it's gonna get better, but just be there for your kids. Like, you know what I'm talking about? I mean,
Man,
we're just gonna wrap it up with that. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
one thing I want y'all to take away also, like we try to do every episode, understand you're not gonna be the greatest parent. Understand that. You're gonna make mistakes. Understand that.
Don't
But
kick
mentally,
yourself in the ass too much.
don't kick yourself down for that.
Get back
You're
on it.
learning. Everybody's learning. We're doing what we gotta do. But just that's what I want you to take away from this. Like, understand you're not gonna be the greatest parent in the world, but that's okay. That's okay. As long as you're trying, that's all that matters. Your kid's gonna love you.
I mean, I guess my thing would be, since we're focusing on the parents and the mental health, I want to focus on that part. For my takeaway would be like, it'll be show up for your child. Show up when they're hurt, and when I mean showing up, I mean like listen to them. Be their voice when they're not able to have a voice. Speak up for them. Take them seriously. Show up for them at their schools when they need you.
Yeah, just the little things. Like, they
If
as long as they see you, they don't.
my
really
daughter
care,
just
like-
lost her first tooth, and I showed up like I was super excited, and I brought the tooth fairy back, which I haven't brought in years because my son I don't think he believes in it no more. So now I'm back to that stage, and I showed up to be there when she got it. I showed up to watch
The
that
tooth
little
fairy is
tooth.
real, kids.
Yeah. But show up for your child, even when you feel like you're not able to show up for them in some way, some form. Reach out to somebody else who is to show up for them, and maybe tell them that daddy's still looking for you. Daddy loves you. Mommy's still here. Mommy
Somehow,
loves you.
some way, get in contact with that grandmother. Get in contact with that.
Find
with that,
somebody.
With your old sister-in-law,
Look,
your old
if
brother-in-law.
you got the money,
Get in contact
if you
with
got the
somebody,
money
man.
for it, just send a care package.
Do
Right-
that. If
right-
you got the
right-
money
right-
for it, get a lawyer.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Write
do
a
that,
note to your
man.
child. Just whatever you can do. Show up for your children, man. Our babies will always be baby. My son is gonna be 30 years old. I'm still gonna give him a kiss on his forehead and say, "You my young boy," and I love you to death. My daughter one day might get married, and I'm gonna tell her husband, look him in the eyes, like, she's yours now. Take care of her. But at the end of the day, she was mine first, and she will always be. And show up. I will always show up, and hopefully I can live a graceful life where I could show up for my children for a very long time. That's what I got to take away.
Yeah,
So,
man.
thank you for watching What Happened to Men podcast. We appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, show love,
Yes,
give us
yes.
advice, hit us up. If you feel like this
Please,
is
man.
part for you, and like you said, I know
If you want us to talk about something specifically, let
Let
us
us
know
know.
that too. Give you a different
Yeah.
understanding of it.
And
Let us
we
know
want to put like our little brother Ant. He hasn't been since the first episode. He didn't really want to do this. I guess like he said you kind of forced him into. I guess it's not really his thing, but he might make some appearances here and there. So we're not really gonna rely on him too much anymore and bring him up as much. But shout out to that loser for not doing it. But anyway, when he want to come and we're thinking about bringing a guest.
Oh
soon,
yeah,
right?
bring somebody soon to talk about something.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about it yet, but I mean, whatever. I'm thinking maybe whatever the guests want to speak about, we could talk
Topics,
about
yeah.
that day.
It definitely
or-
gotta be a topic. the
Or
guests
we
is
could
okay
just
with
think
speaking
of
about.
another topic and have the guests just have his thoughts or whatever like
We're,
that.
we're gonna improve. And when you, this is our 4th video. We're gonna hopefully drop the 1st video now. Don't mind our probably corny intros and all that. We're still learning. None of us are
We're
are
still
good
on
with
everything.
that. And
we're
we're
still
not
on the iPhone. Like
yeah,
this is all recorded on
we're
iPhone
not
stuff.
we're
like,
not paying people to do our work for us.
Nah,
we're actually doing.
We're learning everything.
Yeah,
We don't
this
know.
is all-
We don't know what we're doing.
This
at
is
all.
all for
I'ma keep it up.
awareness, love, help, basic stuff, and we're not looking for money for this. We just looking to spread awareness, man.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
If we go viral, I want to go viral for the right reasons because people are commenting saying, "Man, you guys are awesome. You guys are helping me with my mental health."
yeah,
You
that's
guys
all I
are-
want
you
to see.
guys
I don't care about
You guys
going
are
viral.
speaking about
If
conversations.
I see a
that we
comment and be
hear.
like,
"Yo, y'all gonna that's
damn.
awesome."
I needed to hear this. Like, man, that's gonna to me that means a million views right there. That one comment of just one person be like,
Just
wow, I didn't
helps.
even know that I could think about this in this certain situation. Like, thanks, man, I appreciate that or whatever. Like, or if they hit us up personally, like, yo, that last episode I saw, like, that helped me, man. Now I'm doing this and now I'm doing that. Like, yo, that's a billion views.
Oh,
for
I
me
seen
right
that you
there.
were struggling at this, Oli or Jay, and take this advice because I've been doing this lately when it affects me. I want to
Oh
know if it
yeah, we
helps you.
definitely looking for.
Yo,
advice.
I would love that, man.
100%.
Shit.
Like I
Based
said,
off
nobody's
everything.
perfect. We don't got a rule book, man. But
Yeah.
we don't want to keep talking, man. We gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, shout
Thank
out
you
to my
guys so
shirt.
much. Yeah.
Or babies. That's
Yes,
one of his
yes,
babies.
yes,
He got
yes.
like 10, so.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much. If you saw my knees this episode, I'm sorry. They're super ashy. Besides that,
Crazy. John Spark
we out.
Fire, yeah.